Boom, Watch fam! What is up, Watch fam? Welcome to episode 113 of Ask T&H. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and before we jump into today's episode, we'll do a quick wristwatch check. So I am wearing a Win's chronograph powered by a Valjoux 7734. This watch is absolutely incredibly mint in design, panda dial. I love it. What's super interesting about this watch is its signature, Wins. What is Wins? It's an automotive services company. So they sell everything from brakes to oils and all those kinds of things. This was made for the Indy 500, believe it or not, back in the day. So this watch to me is awesome. It is available on the watch shop at theoandharris.com, along with a ton of other vintage watches that we actually restocked on Tuesday. So some awesome stuff should still be left for you guys. So go on and check out the shop right after this video. So let's get into today's episode. Okay, so somebody recently asked me if a watch can ruin a person for me. And particularly, they were talking about Daniel Wellington, the brand. So, it's a good question. I mean, put it in circumstance. If you're, getting to know someone, or you're, considering getting to know someone, not on like I'm going to marry you way, but just in like, okay, casual, work or whatever, deciding, okay, am I going to grab lunch with this guy, or am I just going to, I'll talk to you later. Should their watch matter? And of course not. No, we should look at people because they're people, and we should not care about their watch or their shoes or whatever. But I also can totally understand, and I would never say an awful thing about someone who did happen to criticize someone in their own mind for wearing a certain kind of watch. It's natural. It's natural behavior to I guess just judge people. It's normal. So I'll talk about how I judge these people. Actually, let's talk about Daniel Wellington here for a second. Daniel Wellington is a company that was founded a couple years ago, I don't know when, by these two chaps, so that's what they call themselves, and basically they sell cheap quartz watches. They're cheap quartz thin Bauhaus watches, minimalist design, sometimes on NATO straps, sometimes on leather bands, for an average price of around $300. Some $250, some $300, whatever. What do I think about the brand? It's awful. Don't buy one. It's ridiculous. So there's so many better options. A Seiko SARB 033. Google it. Put a photo right here. It's so much better. I mean, it's not even close. First of all, it's from Seiko. Is that not enough? Second, look at the design. I mean, it's such an homage and a really tasteful and beautifully designed homage to the King Seikos of, days past. This watch is incredible. And for the same price, sometimes even less if you find them, on certain shops. So to even consider, in my opinion, Daniel Wellington, to me, it's not stupid. It's not like you're an idiot. You don't have bad taste. To me, you didn't think about it. You just didn't spend more than 2 minutes thinking about this purchase. To me, which is what I don't like. I don't care you're wearing a Daniel Wellington. I just think that people should think about how they're spending their money. That's it. I just don't think that $200 is a small amount of money. I mean, I have clients that are like surprised when I treat them, at like a $200 price point, well. I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of money for a watch. I mean, your phone tells the time. This is a luxury. At $200, it's a luxury. Nonetheless, $2,000. So I take it very personally when people, in my opinion, misspend money, and I could have something to help them. So, and I don't sell the Seiko SARB. I just recommended a watch that I don't even have any affiliation with personally or in my own interest. I just like it. And that's if you want to go modern. If you want to go vintage, then there are so many different options from, brands literally everywhere, from Tissot to Timex to so many different brands. And of course, condition will vary because your price point for vintage watches is still pretty low at $300. But there are terrific options. Now, ultimately, will I judge someone for the watch they're wearing? Rarely. I really do look over it. I'm not a watch snob. It may seem like it because I talk about watches all the time, but I really am not like a snob. Am I much more inclined to befriend someone wearing a vintage Rolex on the surface? Yes. Just because I feel like we have common ground. We have something to talk about. I don't need to search for topics. I know that you like vintage GMTs. We can talk about that. Talk about how we got into watches. But my odds of liking you after a 2-minute conversation are just as high as my odds of liking the other guy. I may hate you because you're a douchebag. I may hate you because you're a Brooklyn yuppie, whatever. And not that that's a bad thing. Once again, like, there are plenty of good Brooklyn yuppies. I don't mean that, but there are plenty of people out there who are in this hobby, that are just like obnoxious, and they're holier than thou, and they want to just judge, and no one's ever right but them. And I'm not about that. You know, I would much rather befriend someone that's wearing a Daniel Wellington if they're just a little bit more chill about it. Having a passion and being obnoxious are two very, very different things. We all know that, but I think it helps to be reminded of that sometimes. So put more thought, people. If you're considering buying a Daniel Wellington, put more thought into it. You can have so much more for your money at a lower price point. Don't forget, $200 is a lot of money, and you should treat it like that. If you already own a Daniel Wellington, you know, wear it, I guess, or sell it on eBay. I mean, sell it for $100. Why not? You know, it's just get the money back and then buy save up for a watch that's, to me, worth its weight a little bit more. A watch that took time to make. You know, that somebody had to care about and like really crunch their margins and like figure out, how do we bring this awesome thing for this price? Not someone who made a really, awesome, like really, cool and clean website, a watch, and called it a day. Oh, and by the way, like another thing, one of their watches, their Dapper collection, which is a stupid name, by the way, the description is, a watch for every adventure, which sounds cool, but once you go in the description, it says, water resistant. Yeah, 3 ATM, but stay as far away from water as you possibly can. Like, then you're not for every adventure. What are you talking about? That's an SKX. Like, don't make me, get angry now. I really don't like their website at all. I mean, it's clean and it's organized and everything, but to me, I can't not just hate them in so many ways. Their hands are too small on these watches. The cases lack detail. They feel cheap. And I think the date placement is just like, it's awkward and it's small. But that's it. That's enough. I'm done talking about Daniel Wellington. I hope that they never really come up on Ask TNH again. But that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching Ask TNH episode 113. Have a wonderful day.